Are you stuck where you are because you haven't done anything about it? Hi, Mark here, and this is 5 minutes with Mark. Welcome to this video. I know that is a really weird question, but it's one of the key reasons that a lot of people who want to make progress don't. And the simple thing is that they don't take action. Now, this is one of the biggest killers for many entrepreneurs, and I recently heard, I can't remember where it was, I heard this word and it really made me smile, and it's someone called a wantrepreneur. Now, what the hell's a wantrepreneur? But that's basically someone who's kind of daydreaming all day and they want to do something. They've got all these kind of entrepreneurial aspirations, but they don't do anything about it. So I think that can apply to a lot of us, and I've got to say that I'm guilty of that, or I have been in the past, and for a few reasons. I think one of them is fear, and fear of either succeeding or failing. And something I'm going to look at in a future video is the sort of the fear, if you like, of trying to conquer everything in one go. So I think fear can be an aspect of that. But also this kind of general procrastination where you think, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this, and you sit down with the pad and I write stuff out, and then yeah, and then you have another idea, and then it goes on, and then the day's gone, the next day the same happens, 3 weeks later you've got nowhere. So I would like to invite you to follow a very simple process that I sort of I just started adopting. And what happened was, I didn't make goals, because I think that, you know, it's easy to do that and you can get sucked into that kind of daydreaming thing where you're wanting all this stuff to happen but it doesn't actually happen. So what I did was I made a list of things that I wanted to get done, and it was more of a process rather than like a goal list. So it was like, okay, if I need to get this thing done, there's probably 4 or 5 things that I need to tick off to end up there. So if you think about something that you're trying to do, and there's something that you want to achieve, get started, it could be, you know, a project or anything really. If you think about the process more than the sort of the specific list of goals that you need to achieve to get that thing done, and then you actually break that down and say, okay, look, you know, I'm going to give myself 30 days, 2 weeks or whatever to do that, but you just do consistent little action towards that every day. Very surprisingly, you actually get a lot more done, and you actually create that momentum, which I think is what's needed. So I know this is probably not a groundbreaking concept for many people. You know, a lot of us aspire to do stuff and we just don't get around to it. And that can be, you know, anything, not necessarily starting a business or changing our life. That can be on any number of, you know, levels. But I think that sometimes you have to get away from the computer. It's easy to kind of get sucked in and looking at stuff, and you just kind of go off on a tangent. If you just sit back, grab a pad even, and a pen, and I love to do this. I love just sitting there writing stuff out, because I find that then you're free to kind of, you know, be a bit more creative and think about how you're going to do things, rather than trying to compartmentalize everything and make sure you've got the right font and that, you know, you've saved something as there. So if you get away from your computer, think about the specific goal that you're trying to achieve, and that could be in anything, like we said. It doesn't have to be a business thing. But if you actually just put a few little bits on the list that you then tick off as you go, you'll be surprised how much you get done, and get rid of the procrastination and just get a little bit of momentum going. And then you'll find that as you do that, everything else gradually starts to have the same effect, and you end up getting further towards your goals than if you're daydreaming about them. So don't be a wantrepreneur, be an entrepreneur if that's what you want. And I hope that helps, and that's me signing off, saying thanks for watching. Please do the usual, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook and all the rest of it if you want some tips and other business strategy, because I know this was like a killer piece of information that you've probably been waiting for your whole life. So I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. All the best, have a good day, whatever you're up to. Mark out. Cheers.